the comic book, take a couple of art classes at a college. Brush up on your art, okay? Because you've done some decent sketches from back when you were doing captions for your videos. For the back when you had the website, those are decent. Go back to college, take some art classes. If your wife doesn't have a job, have her get a part-time job. Work with Walmart to fit in the time of your class. Maybe give you a little bit of space to do the homework. Do it like that. Once you've brushed up on redeveloping your art skill, redraw the comic from scratch, write it yourself, ink it, color it, do all that. Don't have anyone do it for you. Give it to some of your friends for feedback, even some people you don't know. If it's enough positive feedback, try to present it to a company like Marvel or DC, because you've been going on in the past saying you hate Walmart. You had a promotion and you asked to be demoted because it was too hard for you. And just as a nice guy to someone who, I'm not insulting you, because someone who gives you constructive criticism, they're trying to help you improve yourself so that you don't keep going down the same path, okay? Do it like that so that you can get out of the, quote, rut that you're in. You don't want to be in a dead-end job? Fine. Do something about it. Don't try these get-rich-quick schemes, okay? Because I see right through it, okay? You're trying to make a quick buck, likely because you're having problems with bills, or you're trying to find an escape to get out of Walmart, okay? And you're saying you want to do something that will challenge yourself, evolve, improve yourself. Do something like this. Find something you have an interest in that you're not trying to make a quick dollar or two off, and go down that path so that you can leave Walmart, okay? Do something that would give your wife a better life that she deserves. I'm not trashing your wife here and saying that, make your life better instead of the situation you're in now, okay? That's my 2 cents on that.
He won't listen, though. It's Stormsink. He'll bullshit like he always does. He'll say, oh, you guys, I do this out of labor of love, dude. Stormsink, you can cut the crap. You're not doing this for labor of love. This is purely for money. And we all know it's for money. The comic book, from what I've seen, is half-assed. There was no thought to put in. It was poorly constructed. From what that dude with the beard, his review of, I could tell this thing was poorly constructed, 100%. So, no, Stormsink, we don't buy the fact that it's a labor of love. I think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. And if you're really going to make a fucking video game, dude, you're fucking delusional. I mean, you have to be delusional to think there's no story. That's the simple truth. There is no story to this comic so far. It's like, oh, wait, well, yeah, then they leave. It's like, wait, there was no battle, no fight going on, Stormsink? What?
He was like, how long is the comic book exactly? Because based on what that dude with the beard is saying, it looks like it's pretty short. Like it's maybe only a couple pages, like maybe 3-4 pages, 5 tops.
It's supposed to be 15, but I don't know. I mean, this is just freaking ridiculous. I was releasing it going, wait, that's it? Where's the freaking action? And if you read it, what I'm finding funny? You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age
Origins. It had that. It had a similar feel to Dragon Age and Lord of the Rings. They've stopped fighting. 100 years now, they're fighting again. And that lady is represented, and the lady on top is represented of Saruman, or the dark, or the one. What's his name? The dragon from the Darkspawn. represent of them. I mean, it's one thing. It's just funny that he would that it felt like he basically got his ideas, which he ripped off from Lord of the Rings and Dragon Age. If you really look at it, that's how it feels to me.
And the funny thing is that Stormsink doesn't even like Lord of the Rings. I mean, I remember back in the day when he reviewed Fellowship of the Ring, he said he didn't like it, and that he wouldn't watch the other two films, Two Towers and Return of the King. So I messaged him early on, before he and I were even friends, and said, dude, you got to give this film another chance. I mean, it's not a solo-based film. All three films combined together is one entire story. It's a continuation from each film. The first film is it's establishing the characters. It's sort of like the original Star Wars. The first film is the introduction, the beginning. The second film is the middle, the mid-act, and the third film is the final act. It's all like that. It's all, this is why, it's set up this way. Please give it another chance. I never got an answer from him on that. I assumed he just ignored it and figured, you know what, I'm not going to watch it. And to Stormsink, if you want to keep me blocked, that's perfectly fine with me. At least I listen to other people when they give me constructive criticism. I have not bashed you at all. I have not even come close to bashing you. And that whatever I say to you that isn't to your liking, you immediately think I'm attacking you. I'm not.
Well, I mean, it's just if he does another round, I think he's going to do another round as fans, because from what it sounds like, his comic isn't selling, it's not doing well, and he's going to start blaming everyone but himself, saying, "Oh, you fans aren't supporting me, you fans aren't being there for me, well, screw you. I don't have, you're a bunch of fucking assholes who don't give a shit. Fuck you."
Oh yeah, it's going to be Are You Happy Now 3? Or 4 maybe, because let's see, Are You Happy Now was based on the website. He did a video doing an apology. No, wait, scrap that part. Are You Happy Now 2 would have been him attacking What Pisses Me Off 710, trashing him on that, before backing himself into a corner and doing an apology video, which he retracted and saying, am I sorry for the video I did? No. Then what was the point of doing the apology video if you're just going to retract the apology and say, I didn't get started on YouTube to, quote unquote, listen to fucking retards. Or he called some people retards if he was referring to his subscribers or people who disagreed with them. And then he actually did an apology, which it seemed too easy. If he was really, thinking about, going, well, there's other people who disagree with me, and I trashed Man of Tomorrow, but now looking back on it, I can see why he criticized me, meaning the video where I said that he should apologize to John's wife, which he has not, as far as I'm concerned, or aware of. He has not apologized to John's wife. If John wants to forgive Stormsink, he can. It's his right. I'm not saying he shouldn't, but I've not even hated on Stormsink. I've just given my point of view, like his Dark Knight parody video. I gave a little funny jab here and there, because we all know he wasn't doing it to have it be a funny video on Dark Knight. He was venting against people like Patrick Freed, and Zam, who he has not even brought up. Because I swear, Stormsync must know that if he even brings up Zam, then it's going to be a whole nother set of videos that Zam will own him. That's basically what I'm saying, is that if you really want to get anywhere, Stormsync, don't get so defensive when people, who actually tell you what you're not doing right, what you need to change from that state you're in. All I'm saying is that if this comic book is really a labor of love, do the comic book yourself. Start over. Don't depend on Andrew to draw it for you. Don't try to do merchandise on the comic book when you don't even have an audience, a fan base. I mean, and don't tell me, oh well, I've got my circle of friends. My friends in Florida, they like the comic book. No. I'm talking about people outside of Florida. Where are there people who have not even, who aren't even your friends? Where are they reviewing it? Where are people who don't even know you reviewing it? I don't see Linkara reviewing it. I don't see Angry Video Game Nerd reviewing it. Spoonie reviewing it. Critic reviewing it. No.
The more products we touch around...
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Just a fucking ad.
So what do you got to say about this, Ash?
Nothing really to add. I mean, just it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I mean...
Oh yeah, because when this comic book does, reach the rock bottom, because it will. I mean, first it was the early sales, which you didn't even start thinking.
All right, got a little bit of news for you guys today.
Then there is blowing the $1,000 for the expo. I mean, to me, it didn't make any sense. I mean, he doesn't have an established audience, a fan base for it. He's only had the comic book out for a couple of months. So what did he go into it thinking, well, there are these other companies that are going to be at the expo, so maybe if I'm in a spot where it's near them, people will notice my booth and will come over and say, hey, what kind of comic book you got there? What's this Tales of the Seashell? No. I mean, I could only picture in my head Stormsync's sitting at his table, and you got people walking left and right past his table, and he's trying to stop them, saying, "Hey, check out my comic book," and they're like, they don't even hear him, and he's reaching out saying, come over here, come to my booth, and they don't even hear him at all. They're just, oh look, there's Star Wars over here, there's Marvel here, DC, all right. And he's like, I mean, I genuinely feel sorry for him that he went through that. But this is a life lesson, Stormsync. I mean, this ought to tell you, your comic is not selling. It's the middle age, theme of it, the seashell. I mean, can you imagine Stormsync sort of describing? Because that's the very thing I was asking in my comment video, saying, well, I mean, why is it called Tale of the Seashell? Because in his video, when he was talking about it, he didn't even go into detail about the seashell, or what it resembled or what it was supposed to be centered on. Yes, I get then that a seashell is involved in the story. But what point does it have? What is the theme of it? I mean, is it supposed to be like Lord of the Rings, where this seashell is going to save humanity? Like, is it going to be a weapon that will destroy the greatest evil? I mean, why have a busty female who's barely wearing anything at all be the villain? What's her motivation? Why is she against, the heroine of this comic book? I mean, what threat is she? Because if you want a threat, you go for a a huge, that massive muscular guy